So about a year ago, I uploaded a video called Why Summrs Will Never Go Mainstream. And after all that time, I could confidently say that video was pretty accurate. And while Summrs is a great artist, very talented, we know you need a lot more than talent if you want to break through in the music industry. And with the easy ability to drop music nowadays, and you got kids blowing up making music on BandLab with their headphones, the underground scene is thriving in new rappers. And the truth is, only a few will make it to that mainstream level. Now, if you're wondering why I'm always here talking about who's gonna go mainstream and who's up next, I need you guys to understand. Mainstream rap is constantly evolving and transforming its sound. And there's always a current sound that sounds hot, you know what I'm saying? And every 5-6 years, there seems to be an outbreak of rappers that just change the sound into something that we could have never imagined. And this has been a thing since rap first started. If you need an example of outbreak of rappers that all came in just so original and then took over years later and became mainstream, you already know 2016-17. And just looking at the 2016 XXL class, anybody who was into rap at the time knows that, yeah, that's one of the most iconic ciphers of all time. But do you think it was like that instantly? Hell no. You had Yeat and Uzi looking like straight crayons, and then you had Kodak and 21 who looked like they were forced to be there. And of course, you can't forget Denzel Curry. And like I said, when this outbreak first hit, we didn't get it. But soon, these 2016 artists would take over the mainstream, which resulted in another outbreak in the year 2017. There was also Lil Baby, Playboy Carti, Gunna, Juice WRLD, NBA Youngboy, and then I'll throw 2018 in there too, because you had Polo, TJ, and Roddy Ricch all pop off. And I know there's plenty of other rappers I can name, but these are all rappers who made it to a mainstream level, which means they're an A-list celebrity on the charts, the most talked about rapper when they drop, things like that. And if it wasn't for these new rappers coming in and giving us something new, then rap wouldn't evolve. We needed Uzi and Carti and Juice WRLD to replace the Rick Ross and Meek Mills and Jeezys and stuff, come on. And like I said, of course you got rappers like Drake, Young Thug and Future, who basically created the wave that I'm talking about, and Kanye, you could say, I guess, they evolved with the times and have been able to keep their music hot, even though they've been running it for over a decade. And while some current mainstream artists will linger into the next generation, with everything I've just said, I think it's clear to say that we're going through another outbreak of rappers that are gonna change the sound of mainstream hip hop in 5+ years. So of course we're gonna ask the question, who's next? Now keep in mind, a random artist goes viral on TikTok with a hit every so often. Thing is, a lot of them can't match that again. I do think there's a lot of valid candidates for who could blow up next, and Destroy Lonely is definitely one of them. Jace is definitely one of them. And as I'm talking about today, you've seen the title, Ken Carson is what I believe to be the next one.
When you look at Ken Carson, yeah, when you look at Jack Harlow, but when Ken Carson specifically, it was to your point earlier when you're talking about like pop culture, rock, you know, like this experience.
Yeah, it was,
and I just feel like he's on some rock star shit.
Now there's a lot of reasons why I believe Ken Carson, and I'm not just saying this because I like his music, I'm a fan, let me make a video. Yo, I talk about artists, I dissect their career, and I understand what the mainstream likes. Let me start off talking to the people who would say, nah, Destroy Lonely's gonna go mainstream first. I might like Destroy Lonely's music a little more because I be chilling. Listen, the mainstream likes turn music. Simple. So there's a lot of reasons why I'm choosing Ken Carson for the next to blow up massively. And first things first, I don't want to consider any of these dudes underground. There's a lot of underground rappers, and then there's like Destroy Lonely and all these people I've been naming. Because if you got above like 3 million monthly listeners, you're not underground. But people need to understand the difference when looking into a real global mainstream rapper. And it's like a light switch, and once the industry lets you in and they give you all these free bots and all this, like you're auto at 15 mil at least. Like even if you haven't dropped the album in 2 years, these artists who are signed to major record labels have already had a breakthrough hit that has over about 100 million streams. Then the industry support is crazy. I mean, just think about in general how many bots these real mainstream artists have, like Doja Cat. Like, bro, she got all these monthly listeners. Nobody's listening to her shit. Same with Ian Dior. You know, bro's fire. Like, he had some good bangers when he first came out. But he had that Mood song that went #1 everywhere. Ever since that, now he's got an auto 10 mil monthly listeners chilling no matter what. Point is, there's levels to this. And I have a few reasons for you why Ken Carson is destined for superstar success. Now to start off, I want to go back to what I was talking about earlier and how the music industry will always push turn music over anything else. That's why somebody like Yeat blew up. Meanwhile, Summrs, Can, the people who make them slower plug-in beat type music haven't gotten that breakthrough anthem. And this is with all type of artists, even Lil Durk, you know, he drops them hard drill songs that makes you want to go commit a felony. And then the most melodic, beautiful, poetic song we ever heard. And we know that Turnt one's about to sell 10 times more than the other one because party music sells. And to add another reason about the music industry loving Turnt music is because the concert value goes up immensely. You know how lit Ken Carson venues are? I'm sure he already sells out the venues. He's gonna need an arena, especially with his new album that dropped, which I seen doing amazing numbers, outperforming Offset's album and getting 500K in a day on one of his music videos. I think this album is what's gonna do it too. And he might have a hit on his hands with Jennifer's Body. I'm being real. And Fight My Demons already seems to be going a little crazy on TikTok. Let me tell you, this tape is what's gonna do it. Similar to Yeat, Ken Carson had plenty of sounds viral on TikTok just over this past 2-year span, and his last tape definitely performed in the underground scene. I'm excited to see what the first week sales are in this album, but I think this album is what's gonna take him to the next level. So yeah, he makes Turnt music, which is amazing for the music industry, has some of the most lit concerts in rap music, which is amazing for the industry, just dropped an amazing album that's selling more right now than Offset, which shows that he's leveling up in the industry. I mean, it's clear this man is next up. He's past the underground level, and I would say with the picture on the screen, he's at the second level right now, but he's bound anytime in these next few months to make it into the mainstream or even superstar bracket, because we know how quick things can change. And if that Jennifer's Body song or Fighting My Demon song starts to get that industry push behind it, it's raps. Now, those were all valid reasons, but there's still more, and I'm saving the obvious one for last. But another reason I would say Ken Carson is destined for superstar success very, very soon is because he's dropped very limited music this entire past year. I know he released a single, I think in February, and he might have done a few features. I'm not that tapped in, but he's for the most part stayed quiet, and I think that's for a reason. A lot of artists who go a long time without dropping music learn the most valuable things about their career and their fan base. And if your current catalog can stand the test of time, then you're a solid artist. But if your catalog starts to prosper even when you don't drop, then you have what it takes to make it to the highest level. To a more extreme extent, look at Frank Ocean. He does not drop music because he doesn't have to. His old music blew up again. And while Ken only went a year, the fact that he's still so talked about and everybody's still posting him and calling him the best underground rapper, then you know you have what it takes. And looking back now, after he's dropped his album, it does look like it was all part of the master plan because the hype on this album has been unlike anything he's ever dropped. Now, is it just the music? Well, no, which leads me to another reason why I see him having such a successful career is because his personality is real. And also, surprisingly, even though being signed to Opium, he's a very positive person.
So it's like, I don't want to bring your day down with my day. So if like, I seen you on a bad day, I would probably smile and say, yo, what's up? I don't know, I just want to be good energy. I don't want to be like no super down motherfucker.
And because he has that personality, I think that's another thing that will latch fans onto him even more. And you know, he has a die-hard fan base, which I'll get into more in a little bit. But do you think you can get a die-hard fan base being bland? Well, it's difficult. And Ken's personality is just another element that will play into his success. Now, of course, I have one last reason that will give you my final argument and piece of evidence why I think Ken Carson is gonna be reaching that superstar status very soon. And you know why that is. Playboy Carti. When Carti's spotted in public, bro, it's like an alien sighting. Like, people just don't believe it. And he has a fan base that's riding for him like they ride for Kanye. So Ken, being signed by Carti, has brought a light to him that damn near might be the most important thing of all. Now, I know his music is fire. If you don't understand his sound, you gotta listen because his flow is unlike no other. And the auto-tune is just perfect. But I'd be lying if I said him and Destroy Lonely didn't get most of their hype just from being tied with Carti. Does it take away any of their talent? No. But we know being Playboy Carti's artist and having a similar sound to him as well is gonna bring you in a lot of Playboy Carti fans. And comparing Sofaygo and Travis Scott, certain artists aren't good to sign with. And let me say, Playboy Carti, in my opinion, is the best artist you could possibly sign with in 2023. Carti's about to pull a Young Thug and create a Gunna out of Ken or Destroy, or both of them for that matter. But yeah, after listening to his album and already knowing all of these reasons on why he has so much potential, I needed to make a video on this. Because mark my words, his monthly listeners will be up 15 mil by next year. Do you guys agree with me? Or do you think Destroy's gonna blow first? Or do you think Ken's trash? Do you think I'm bugging? What do you guys think? I'm curious. Of course, you know we're gonna have to let time tell. But it's been your boy 10 Toes, and I'll catch you boys in the next one, man. Peace.